I really love this question because it seems really hard, but it's so easy. And the way to get these kinds of questions is very consistent. So we can read the story, we can see what's going on, but ultimately we notice we've got equations that we need to compare. And it's much easier to compare them if we have numbers to think about what's actually happening, right? So what's the easiest number to work with here? Well, 0 would be great, but it's not going to help us. Let's do instead t equals 1. So that would be 1 week. So what happens after 1 week? Well, I don't have the calculator, but I really don't need it. I can see that my equation, my h of t, is going to give me 12 times 1.04. And since all of these other answer choices have 12 and 1.04, I really just need to think, well, which one is going to look the same after the same amount of time has passed, right? So thinking about the conversion between days and weeks, don't just do some sort of logic in your head and look at the answer choices and pick the most logical choice. Show your logic is correct. Use the numbers, because even though t is equal to 1, we want our d in that case to be equal to 7, okay? Because 7 days is the same as 1 week. So our equation should produce the same result whether we plug in t equals 1 or d equals 7. We're still going to end up with 12 times 1.04. In a way, we're kind of being lazy about the numbers we pick because we're picking numbers that are very, very convenient. But laziness in this case is good. It lets us see what's happening much more easily. So that's going to be a problem then for something like choice A, which would be 12 times 1.04 to the 7th. That's going to be a much different number than 12 times 1.04 to the first. It's also going to be a problem for choice B, 1.04. This would be 7 times 7. That's the 49th, even crazy bigger. But we can see we've got a little bit of a problem with C and D, right? Because both of those are going to give us 7 over 7, which is going to be 1. So this happens sometimes. Our number doesn't work perfectly. That's okay. We have a backup plan. We can just pick a new number. So in the original equation now, I would say that t is equal to 2, right? So this is 2 weeks. So h of 2 is going to be 12 times 1.04 squared. Now again, this is a convenient number because we want to pick a number of days that's going to be the same as 2 weeks. So that would be t is equal to 14. So h of 14 in this case for choices C and D should be 1.04 also squared. But let's try choice C. What happens if we do that? We get 7 over 14, which is 1/2, right? So this isn't 1.04 squared. This is 1.04 to the 1/2. That's a different exponent. But let's try choice D. We would get h of 14 is equal to 12 times 1.04, and now it's 14 over 7, which simplifies to 2, right? So this is my answer. It's a little bit of a twist on a question that comes up on the SAT quite a bit, this idea that we need to try multiple values. But this idea of trying values at all, this arithmetizing strategy that we're using, is so helpful in any case where you think you have a logical hunch of what the answer is. Don't just rely on the hunch. The SAT knows how to take advantage of you. Prove your answer with numbers as much as you can.